A chainless foundation stitch can be used in crochet projects in places where you would normally have a chain foundation and then work rows of stitches across of it. To start a single crochet or a chainless foundation single crochet, we're going to place a slip knot on the hook and then make a little tiny chain. We're going to chain 2. And then we'll work our hook into the first stitch or first chain that we made, yarn over hook and pull it through. Then we're going to yarn over hook and pull it through only the first loop on the hook. This forms the little foundation. And then yarn over hook and complete the stitch as we normally would. For a single crochet, let's pull it through both loops on the hook. And we can repeat that. So we're going to insert our hook into the foundation, yarn over hook, pull up a loop, yarn over hook, pull it through only that first loop on the hook. This forms the foundation, yarn over hook, and complete our stitch as we normally would. I'll do this a few more times so that you can see what a whole row, or a little row at least, of them looks like. But this is a nice alternative, particularly if you are needing a little bit more stretch than a chain and then row of stitches will usually give you. A chain foundation can be a little bit stiff sometimes and not very stretchy, whereas this has a bit more stretch. It also can just look nice or be a way to start in the middle of a pattern without adding more chains and such. Or if you just really don't like working into a chain for your starting row, which I personally find a little bit tedious. And there we have a little mini row of our single crochets on top of the foundations, and that makes a chainless foundation single crochet. This technique can be applied to other stitches as well. So for example, if we want to make a chainless double crochet or chainless foundation double crochet, we can put our slip knot onto the hook and this time make a slightly taller chain. Let's make a 3 chain. To start, you kind of want to match the height of your stitch. So 3 chains is good for a double crochet. You might want 4 or 5 for a triple, and so on. So for a double, we're going to yarn over hook first, just like we would do with a double crochet. Insert it into the first chain that we made, yarn over and draw up a loop. Now we're going to yarn over and draw through, once again, only the first loop on our hook. And this forms the foundation. Then we'll complete the stitch as we normally would. So yarn over hook, pull through 2 loops, yarn over hook, pull through 2 loops. And now we have a double crochet on top of our foundation. So we can repeat that a few times. We're going to insert our hook into our foundation, yarn over hook, draw through a loop, yarn over hook, and pull it through only that first loop, and that forms our foundation. Yarn over hook and complete the stitch as we normally would. I'll make a couple more of this. And really, this is a technique that you can apply to just about any single standing stitch. So you could use it with a half double or a treble or a double treble. It just needs to be a continuous row of stitches. You can't really make it if you need to have a gap between your stitches. That's the one place it doesn't work, but it does work well for a continuous row of stitches. You could also change the stitches you needed mid-row. So we've got a bunch of double crochets here. We could then make a half double crochet. We're just going to insert it in the foundation, pull it through only that first loop to make the next foundation, and pull it through both loops like you would with a half double. So we pull through only the first loop to make our foundation, and then complete the stitch as you normally would. So now we've got a row of double crochets followed by a couple half double crochets. And then we could go back up to a double crochet. We just have to remember to always draw through only that first loop first in order to form the foundation. We could extend this to a treble crochet, or even a double treble crochet. The important thing to remember is that you always are going to draw it through only the first loop first to make the foundation, and then you'll complete the stitch as you normally would.